Derick's going to be taking the first break of the day. So today we have 9 ball. It's going to be race to 7. It is alternating break format. As far as the rules, whenever he was explaining through those earlier, there was nothing really that was out of the ordinary there, was there, Jake?
No, nothing out of the ordinary. It is going to be 9 ball. It is going to count spot. Regular Texas Express rules. Hopefully, there's lots of run out. Troy, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. So if you guys are just popping on, our first match of the day is Derick Daya versus Steve Flemming on the TV table. So, of course, both of these players are, pretty well accomplished in their area. Derick is from Pennsylvania, Delaware area, and one of the top players out of there. And, of course, Steve Flemming is one of the top open players here in Maryland, and also is one of the managers at our sponsors, Brewers and Q's. So as you can see there, little first match jitters by Derick Daya, and he jumps the cue ball off the table on the break. So he's going to give Steve Flemming ball in hand here.
So whenever we say, the first break jitters there, is that tensing up and not keeping the cue level, or is it just swinging it too hard and it's making that cue come off the table like that, or what?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times if there's a couple of things that can contribute to it. If you're racking the balls yourself and they're not tight, and you're hitting the ball hard, you can make the cue ball jump off the table. A lot of players are trying to pop it now. So if you just hit it the wrong way or you don't hit it full, you certainly have a high possibility of jumping the cue ball off the table.
He's double checking how he wants to play the 4 to get to the 5 here, but after the 5 ball, this rack looks pretty simple from there. This is position to the 4 here is going to dictate how easy or difficult this rack is going to be.
Yeah, it's because of the way the 5 ball is sitting right now with the 6 there, it is a little difficult, for Steve to get position here, because not only does he have to get in the 5, he's got to get in a favorable position to get back on the 6 ball as well. So he sees a window, and that's what he elects to do. But it's hard to tell from here. I think he came too far. And judging by the looks of it, I think he knows he came a little too far. So that was a tough shot there, Josh, for him to just fit it in the window between the 6 and the 9.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to try to play it that way or stay above the 5, but making that cut on the 5 and not letting the cue ball run all the way back up table would have been very difficult.
Yeah, and actually that would have been the shot here for him to stay above the 9 and just play the 5 ball in and let your cue ball go all the way back up table, because it's clear on the other side. He could have come back down, and as long as he clears the 9, so from the 3rd diamond all the way to the bottom, he had a good shot on the 6 ball. So he's going to be kicking at this 5 ball.
Hey, Jared, I appreciate that follow on Twitch. Guys, if you don't know, we are live on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook at the moment.
Yeah, so if anybody is tuning in that has access to social media, obviously you can follow us there. If there's anybody that wants to watch but doesn't have Facebook or some of these accounts, you can actually go to bsncoverage.com right on our website. And you'll see the live stream right there on the first page as soon as you get in there. So Steve actually was trying to kick at the 5 ball and push it to the rail and leave the cue behind the 6, but he ends up hitting the 5 ball a little bit fat, so leaves an open shot on the 5 ball for Derick. So Derick looks like he's going to draw this 6 ball back. Draw the cue ball back off the 6 to play the 7 in the side. So he gets a little.
He's moving the wrong way here.
Yeah, he's going the wrong way. You know, I almost liked if he was going to draw it back to draw it off the rail and out into the middle to play the 7. So now he's going to try to punch it off the rail, and that's a great shot. Right
Yeah,
there
that was a
Derek.
great shot.
All right, great, Troy. Yeah, thank you for joining us there. So there's not too much that Derek has to do here with the 8 ball. So just got to make a good shot on it. He might try to slow it down. So judging by the way he was just aiming there, he was aiming low. So he might be trying to come into rails on the 9 ball. But really all he's got to do is just put a little outside spin on this ball and let the cue ball drift back down on the other side of the 9. And that's what he
There
likes
it
to
is.
do.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, it's always tough when you try to make a shot like he was queuing up low to try to come 2 rails back on the other side of the 9, and that's always a tough shot because you can overhit that shot. And this way, he rolls a little bit far, but he's still got a relatively easy cut here on the 9 ball. Ooh, and look at that.
And commentator's curse gets 1
Yeah.
point on the board today.
Yeah, exactly. So 1 point for BSN, 0 for Derick Daya. Yeah, we're far enough away, guys, that they can't hear us. But it's we always joke about the commentator's curse. So Steve is going to get out of that game and go up 1-0. Jared Earl is not at this tournament currently right now, so. But we do have Clinty Kachi, Jennifer Beretta. We have Alex Kazakis is here. We have Brandon Schuff, of course, Sean Wilkie, Ronnie Alcano. I mean, the field is loaded with monster players, so it's going to be an excellent day of pool for sure. So Steve here with the break. Tries to squat the cue ball and gets kicked up table. So if you guys are tuning in, Jared, if you guys wouldn't mind just sharing the stream so everybody can follow what's going on. And we'll actually, we're going to have a couple different tables here for you guys to check out the action. Yes, DD is playing, so we have James Aranis here as well. So he actually, his match has not been called yet, so, but we're looking forward to James playing. As most people know, he's a heck of a 9-ball player and just won the Efren Reyes Asian Culture Day tournament out in Vegas. So big, huge win for him. So you can look for a strong performance from him today as well. So, of course, Steve gets a little funny here on the 3-ball. So he elects to play safe versus playing the bank. So leaves cue ball underneath a 6. And so depending on what Derick fancies here, he may be jumping this 6-ball. Great shot there by Derick Daya.
That was a great shot right there.
So it makes a shot and has position here on the 4. So good shot by Derick. Uses a little spin to keep position here on the 5. Like to have been a little bit more straight on this 5 ball to make it easy to get on the 6 ball. So now he's got an angle. So he's going to have to come down probably under this 6 ball. Or slide over for the 6 ball in the same pocket. And he punches it right off the rail, so good shot by Derick. So 7 ball wipes his feet. This is going in the pocket, but he's okay. Gets good position here on the 9. And Derick's going to go ahead and tie it up here, 1-1. So great shot there by Daya with the jump shot to get out of this rack. So just like that with the jump cue. Troy, so today you were listening to Jake Lawson and Josh Setterfield. We are the owners of the Billiard Sports Network, so thanks for joining us here on BSN. And we'll be your commentators throughout this this match and throughout the day for the next 2 days. So we will try to bring you some other pro players. We're going to try to get in the booth, like Sean Wilkie and Beretta and some other people to come in here and help commentate. So hopefully you'll get the star-studded treatment as well. But thank you for joining us, Troy, as always. Thanks, Jared, for the share. So very, you know, you can always, anytime we're at a tournament, you can tell the players are paying great attention to the rack. They just want to make sure that all the balls are tight. Especially since Derick did jump that cue ball off, he's gonna be taking an extra look at the rack this time to make sure everything is good to go. So Derick gets it the way he likes it, and he'll be breaking here. So he changes sides. Nice break by Derick. One ball goes up table. Cue ball goes to the side, so he doesn't quite squat it, but it looks like he's going to have a shot here on the 1 ball. So good.
That was the one from earlier. I was still playing around with it.
Okay.
And it loaded right, so we can take another look at that here in just a second.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take a look. Derick misses the 1 ball, but we'll show you what happened for him to get out of that last rack. Steve plays him safe here behind the 6 ball, and Derick makes an awesome jump shot here. Gets perfect position here on the 4 to get out to tie it up 1-1. So just like that, that's how the tides can change. So you got to make sure when you're playing these guys safe that you lock them up pretty good. But Derick's going to go ahead and miss the 1 and leave Steve back here at the table. So Steve's going to like to play safe. This is almost very similar to the shot that Derick had earlier. And so Steve makes a mistake by leaving the 1 ball off the rail. Is going to...
You think he kicks at this between the 8 and the 9 here
You
because
can.
it's so close to the pocket?
Yeah, you can. And actually, because the balls are almost on the same line there, it's not a tough kick shot at all. So he'll look to, it's actually not a bad jump shot either, because all he's got to do is clip the side of the 1 ball, and he can make it in the side. So it's really about personal preference here. You know, do you jump better? Do you kick better? So he'll take a look at all the options. You know, Derick is a pretty seasoned player here, so and he can kick off. So you see him eyeing it up now. He can actually kick off this rail, and he'll have 2 possible shots. He can make the 1 ball up in the corner, or he can make it cross corner and still get position on the 2. Wow.
That was such a great effort.
That was a really good effort by Derick. Just under hits it a little bit. He had perfect shape on the 2. He's going to let Steve back in the table. So Steve's going to get this one, the cue ball out.
Gets a little fortunate there.
Yeah, very fortunate. So he just wants to make this 2 ball and pop it off the rail here. To get shape on his next ball. Good shots by Steve. Just Jersp over here for the 6. So not a lot here. He'll just pull this cue ball back just a little bit. Oh, he elects to go down further.
NJ Pool Player, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, NJ Pool Player is Troy, who's from New Jersey. So thanks for joining us on Twitch, pal.
How's the volume for that alert when it comes through for you guys? Because I know it's popping up pretty loud on our side. I just want to make sure it's not too loud for you guys. I don't know. We might want to keep it up. Make sure they stay awake.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get to be distracted at all. Steve's in a great shot to go ahead and take a 1-rack lead here. And then it will be his break, right?
Yeah. Winner break format.
Is it winner or alternate?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm pretty sure. I think it's alternate break.
Okay, alternate breaks.
And Derick took the first break.
So Steve is an open player. He's been playing tournaments for a very long time. He certainly can get there. He has the ability to beat any of these top players that are here. He can run out with the best of them. So keys for Steve's success today is going to just make sure that he stays in the game, doesn't get in his own head, and just continues to bear down and make the shots that he knows how to shoot. So he certainly can get there at this event. If you followed us at the last event, we had the Maryland State 8-ball here at Champions in Frederick, and Sean Wilkie was the winner of that. So Sean will be looking to take another title. He just won the PA State up at Adelini's just a week ago. So he's going to be looking to make his mark here. So Steve makes a ball on the break, and he's going to have a shot here on the 2. Q, I totally agree. This is probably one of the toughest fields that the Maryland State has had yet. So it's definitely going to be interesting to. We're going to have lots of good matches here today.
Oh, he's going to come up a little short. He's got
Yeah.
just enough angle here. I believe he just creeped that ball in there.
Yeah, definitely not where he wanted to be at. A very doable shot. He's going to want to go 2 rails here, so he's going to want to make this ball and then come back into the other rail. Oh, look at this.
Needed to bump that ball.
Yeah, so ideally, he had to stroke the ball there a little bit, but it looked like the 4 passed the 9 ball in this corner. So, but he definitely was trying to bump the 5 ball. So here's another situation where, just like in the second game, Steve just overhits it a little bit. Doesn't give a favorable position. So now he might be trying to bank this ball. 1 rail. Oh, and he just misses
Close.
But not terrible. So he leaves the ball on the rail. So it's going to force Derick to bank the ball or possibly play safe. So he'll take a look at his options here. Facebook audio is very loud. All right, thanks, Troy.
Yeah, it might just be if you're watching on Facebook, you might have to crank down the volume a little bit because the same broadcast will be sent to all the different platforms. And so as long as the audio is still balanced, you can turn down the volume a little bit. That is odd that it's a little louder on Facebook, but
Troy's probably my heavy breathing. So thank you. We'll move the mic away a little bit. So just keep us updated on how the volume is. Certainly appreciate it.
yeah, it can get a little tough sometimes because the further away we move the mics from our mouth to kind of reduce some of that extra noise, the louder we have to talk. And the more it starts to become an issue as to whether or not we'll be interfering with the player's game when they can hear us commentating. And that was a decent effort on that. He ended up catching the point.
Mike SLAGLE, thanks for joining us. Mike's one of our sponsors with Getting Her Done. Getting Her Done, SLAGLE and Sons. So, Mike, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a sponsor and checking out the stream. RG1, the brackets are available. I will try to find them and post them here in the comments section for you.
Yeah, if we get a good link to that, I'll put that in the description so that'll be available for everybody as well. Meanwhile, Steve makes a great shot there. He was a little close to his work. Derick was close on that 4-ball bank shot. I thought he was going to get a pretty decent roll there. Thought the balls were going to get close together. But instead of being frozen, he had just enough room to navigate and make that shot, and he gets pretty decent on this 5-ball here. We see him taking his time, making sure. making sure he's going to be able to get the position onto the 6 ball that he's after here. Don says, "Yours sounds great on Facebook." Good deal, Don. Thank you, thank you. That was a great shot there. He put a little insight on that ball. He was worried about going in between the 7 and the 8, I think, and getting hit behind a ball. He's been in a couple good positions to get out, and he ended up hooking himself twice now. Even though he's up by 2, he still had hooked himself a couple times. So he was making sure he was extra deliberate there. Put the inside on that ball to hold it a little bit, and I don't see any issues at all going forward from here. Except that ball just kept rolling on him here. He's still going to be able to play 3-rail position into the 9, or he can just play for a longer shot, but I've seen him stroke the ball a few times. Yeah, so instead of putting more juice on that than he needed to, I was originally thinking he might go 3 rails so he wouldn't be having to play off of this rail here, but with the shot, with the 9-ball laying where it is, yes, this is a long shot, but I do still favor him to make this one. Looks like he's just double checking that he's going to have clearance on the table behind him there. You definitely don't want to be lining up your shot and bumping into things behind you. Just go ahead and get everything situated so when you're down on the table, there's nothing else going through your mind besides that ball hitting the back of the pocket, just like that. And just like that, Steve's going to be up 2 racks. Derek's going to have a chance to run one back on him, though. Keep it within a 1-rack lead. Did you find that link?
Yep, I have the link. I'm going to post it now into the comments section. So that is the brackets, and we'll get it posted several other places. We can probably pin it as well. So Derick Daya breaks dry. Not a great looking setup here. So Steve snookered here behind the 7 ball. So Steve will have a couple different options here. He can elect to push here on the shot, or if it's if he likes it, he may try to kick at the ball. So we will see what Steve likes to do here. Oh, he definitely didn't want to do that. Definitely did not want to try to push and scratch.
Troy, yes, we are following both chat rooms. We have the Twitch chat, the YouTube chat, and the Facebook chat. So we are in contact with all 3 of those.
So I just posted the bracket in the Twitch feed as well. So you guys can click on that, see how everything's going to pan out. And please, if you guys are following us, hit the share button and tag all your pool player friends so they can check out all the action here at the Maryland State 9-Ball Championship. We are in Frederick, Maryland at Champions, so if you're in the area, come by, stop by, where there's plenty of seats here available for people to check out and watch. So a little bit of work to do here for Derick.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 4-ball definitely goes in the right side pocket. It can go in the left side pocket, but that's, ooh.
Big mistake there by Derick. Tries to thin the 2 and make the 3 because the combo was off. And looks like the 2-ball was frozen to the rail, so he definitely didn't get the shot that he wanted there. Bobby, there was a player's auction, so definitely was one here.
He's
wow,
almost
overrolled
perfect on this ball.
So can't go into too many details there, but yes. So he's still going to have a shot here.
Do you play to run into the 6 on purpose to hold the cue for the 5 on the side?
Yeah. The problem is, though, is that because of the angle that he has, he's
not going to be able to hit that 6 full.
Yeah, like you really don't want to try to draw this that much, but he doesn't have too much of a choice here. Yeah, so that's what happened. So he tried to draw it with a little bit of spin, and it just throws the 4-ball out and leaves Derick an open shot here. If he was down probably another half of inch, he would have had a good shot of just bumping into the 6, which would have been perfect. He just had a little bit too steep of an angle there. But, then now Derick's going to run into a similar situation here. So he's going to be careful about how he gets to the 5 here. So he probably wants to just slide this out a little bit, play the 5 in the corner. Ooh.
Does it pass? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it goes past.
But does the 6 pass?
Well, so the angle that he has now, he's almost...
You have to follow it up to play the 6 on the left side?
Well, you could do that. You could slide it over, play the 6 on the other side. It just depends. It's really hard to see the angle here. If the 6 goes by and he can just put a little small draw and just pull back a little bit, play 6 in the same pocket, or he can go over to the rail. Yeah, so because of the angle, he still tries to draw it. And now he's got a little bit more of a severe angle here on the 6-ball. So this is dangerous here too. He's got to be careful of the side pocket. Doesn't want to scratch, but he's gonna put a nice smooth stroke on the 6-ball. So he bumps the 8-ball. Still has some work to do here, but good news is if he can make this shot, he'll just bring the cue ball over to the left side rail. Oh. And Derick is having a rough one today.
That was such a critical point in this match for Steve to be coming back to the table with a 3-ball out, and he's already up 2 racks, and he's going to be breaking if he takes this.
Yeah.
But watch out, 9-ball. Not enough. Not enough speed to get behind the cheese there.
He hit it a little firm, but he's okay here. Kills the cue ball off the rail. Great shot by Steve.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Shooting downhill on the 9.
Did you see that 9-ball shot on the other table there?
No.
He played a combo into the 9-ball. it rattled the pocket, and then the cue ball just rolled up and gave it a little extra kiss in to fall down and get that point. That was great. I only saw it because Steve stepped away from the table for a second to let him finish that shot, which made me look at that table. That worked out great for him.
Bobby Kachi went in the auction for the most.
Let's see if I can cue up that attempted rail first shot.
Yeah, look at this. And this was a turning point here.
That was such a great effort
for Derick. Really good effort by Derick. Fabulous shot, but just doesn't hit it hard enough. And, of course, Steve gets back in the driver's seat, and now he's up 4-1 in a race to 7. And these guys have battled back and forth plenty of times before. Derick has gotten the best of Steve the last few times they've played. So, solid break there by Steve Flemming. With a shot on the 3. 5 balls down table here.
7 might be able to go by the 8 if he rubs the rail.
No.
Well.
Just married right up on that 9 ball.
So here's where your mental game can factor in a lot. You're coming back to the table. You're down 3 racks. You have an opportunity here. He is frozen to this ball, but there's a shot there.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that he stays in the match here. Man. Derick misses the 3 ball there, trying to stay on the 5. Looks like the 3 does go by in this corner pocket, so Steve's just going to draw the ball back here off the rail. Steve knows here if he can get out of this rack, go 5-1, he's going to put all the pressure on Derick. So Steve's going to take a look here, see if the 7 ball does or does not go by, and where he's going to be at. So it looks like he's going to try to roll right underneath.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah. So he didn't quite get there. So he's going to have to go up here. 2 rails back for position on the 8 ball. Oh, he just overhits it. He had a little bit of right hand spin on the ball, and of course it just stayed on track, just the way that he hit it. Missed it. So that's not what Steve wanted to do there, and he's going to leave a relatively routine 3 ball out here for Daya. And instead of Steve being up 5-1, it's going to be 4-2 as Derick inches closer. So that was important for Derick to get that win to stay in this match. Of course, now he'll be breaking. So, of course, if this is your first time tuning in to BSN, we're here at Champion Billiard and Cafe out here in Frederick, Maryland. And you are watching the Maryland State 9-Ball Championships, brought to you by On the Hill Productions. You're listening to Jake Lawson and Josh Setterfield. We always keep the stream free, so thank you for our sponsors for that. We have a donate button. If you're watching us on Twitch, you can just hit that. If you want to donate to us, any donations are certainly appreciated. And you also can subscribe, so if you like what's going on, can make a monthly contribution to us. So no amount's too small. So we certainly do appreciate anything you guys can do. So thanks for joining us.
And if you're not on Twitch, the donation links and the subscription links and our sponsor links, everything can be found in the video description, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. So it's still close by. It's just a little bit more accessible for those viewers that are on Twitch. But definitely make sure you guys check out those links for all of our sponsors. You know, I'm a big advocate of supporting those who support us. If you guys want to keep seeing the sport of pool have good things going on and continue to see it move in the correct direction that we're trying to be a part of here, then show them some love as well. And we can keep doing what we're doing. You see him kind of changing his mind a couple times here on how he wants to bridge this shot, whether he wants to be behind the 8-ball, in front of the 8-ball, and there's a couple people walking around, so he decided to stand up and refocus himself here. He's not loving this shot. And he hits it perfect, though.
Yeah.
This is such a great venue to be at. I almost wish we could have like a wide-angle camera that's just in the back of the room so you guys could see the whole experience on what's going on here. This is a pretty sweet place to be at the moment.
It certainly is. And this is our second time out here, and so we certainly enjoy it here. So thank you to Gary, who's the owner of Champion Billiards, for hosting this tournament. And we'll have one more tournament out here before the year ends. It will be the 10-ball in September. So table layout here was great for Derick. And I think he definitely will get out of this rack to bring himself within one. Yeah, perfect shot there.
Looks like on our second TV table we have Loy and Greg Sabins going at it. Scores 5-3. Not sure who's in the lead until this rack finishes.
Yeah, and after Derick runs these out, we'll switch over to our other feature table, so you can take a look at that match.
Loy shoots a pretty strong game. I haven't had a chance to play him, but I watched him play last time, and he seems pretty strong.
Yeah, Loy is, we like to call him undercover a little bit, so we'll flip over to that match. Loy's playing Greg Sabins, Greg from Virginia Beach, and a very established player as well. And so we'll try to keep you updated on that match as we go.
Looks like he's in a tough start to that rack.
Yeah.
One ball's out there in the open, but you can't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, Loy's a little undercover. You know, a lot of people still don't know that this guy plays really, really well. And then they catch him in the tournament. He almost beat Sean at the last tournament here at the 8-ball. So back to the TV table. Steve with a break.
And squatted the cue ball, but did not put a ball in the pocket.
Yeah, left the one ball on the rail. Up table, didn't track towards any of the pockets.
So do you like playing the cue ball here or the one ball?
I like playing safe here. So he's got a lot of balls that he can get safe with. So not a terrible shot. Puts the 8-ball in between the 1 and the cue ball. So Steve will have a couple different options here. He's looking to see if if he can see any part of this one ball to where he could maybe thin it and try to play safe. Or he can kick off the side rail with a possible chance of making it in the corner pocket. Or if, I mean, he could.
Yeah, I think he likes your option that you just said. Because there's still a
So he, I didn't really like that shot per se because Steve just he just got up there and kind of hit it instead of trying to pick a side to hit the one so that he could leave the cue ball in a tough shot for Derick. Instead, he leaves him straight shot into the corner pocket with easy way to get on the 2 ball. So Derick just slow rolls the 1 ball. So he's going to have to get here on the 3 ball. So he's going to come out off the side rail, back over. Good shot.
Yeah, he played that great.
And just like that, Josh, it doesn't matter if you come out to a big lead, 4-1. Steve had a chance to go 5-1, and now he's with the way that his table's laying out. It's looking like Derick could possibly tie it up here. So, it's just that one little mistake sometimes can end up costing you, 3 games.
Yeah, and it was a matter of an inch that cost him that last one. He was trying to roll it behind that 7 ball and got so close. Before we changed the camera angle, I thought he nailed it.
Yeah.
And then we switched over, and it was just barely off.
And you give these, a guy like Daya is, he is a rhythm player, so, he can feel the momentum shift. And that's what you don't want to happen. You don't want these guys to start getting that momentum.
It gets a little funny on this ball.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised by that shot. So, he hit it because, this is a shot where, even though he's in a tough spot here, this is a better spot to be in rather than over-rolling the cue ball, and getting stuck up table on the rail.
That was a great shot there.
Yeah.
Let's see where he ends up. A little close to his work. Hey, InStroke, thanks for that follow on Twitch, buddy. Appreciate you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you. Please share. Please hit that share button.
All the viewers out there who are new to Twitch, I know we're bringing something kind of new to the billiard world by streaming on that platform. However, if you guys would like to create a Twitch account, it is free to create an account, and that will allow you to be able to engage with other viewers in the chat. There's also other benefits that come along with having a Twitch account there. And you can follow the channel. You guys will get notifications when we go live. And then a really big thing that's convenient about this is that Twitch has its own app. So you don't have to be paying attention to your Facebook and have the notification that we went live get mixed in with all your personal notifications just on regular social media.
Wow, and look at this, Josh.
What was he trying to do there?
He was trying to play a carom.
On the 9?
Yeah, to make the 9. Because he left himself. So this is just one of those things where you left yourself bad on the 6, which in turn left you a bad shot on the 7 ball. He came down. He was over top the 7. Didn't really have a pocket for it, so he tried to play a billiard. Misses the 9 ball. And, of course, the cue ball just scoots out and gets Steve straight in on the 7. And then, now Steve's got a 3 ball out here. So he's going to be cutting this 8 ball right in the side. So I actually don't like this shot here. I'd like
Looks
to
like
hit
he's
him
going
a
in the
little-
corner. Oh,
Oh, yeah,
there we
he
go.
tried to go, yeah. So that worked out great for him. Three rail position. You know, sometimes when you feel it, you know.
Yeah.
And we talk about this all the time. I was just talking to Steve about this. You know, sometimes when you're in the zone and you're in stroke, sometimes it's better to go 3 rails than just trying to go 1 rail back into position. So just all depends on how you feel. And,
Yeah, it's almost like your percentages aren't a static percentage. Your percentage changes based on what type of feel you have for the game for that day. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Kimberly Brown, thanks for sharing the stream. Appreciate you.
Check in on Greg and Loy's match over here, see what we got going on. Looks like somebody just finished that last rack. You see Greg walking up to the scoreboard now, and so it is going to be 4-5 in Loy's favor with Greg breaking. We'll probably have enough time to be able to watch this break before we switch back over to the main table here.
Nope. Good break by Greg. Keeps cue ball in the middle of the table. Doesn't pocket a ball.
And the 1 ball ends up kind of tough. So even though he didn't make a ball, Loy's going to have some options here, though, because there's plenty of... You got the 6, 5, and the 7 to block in between the cue and the 1 here. Meanwhile, Derick is still getting these balls finessed into staying still. They're not wanting to listen to him very well. See Loy at the table here. Looks like he's just going to spin this cue ball around. Oh, wow. He was able to make that ball.
Great shot.
I'm
See,
glad
that's
we
what I
kept
mean.
watching.
He's a sleeper, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This guy can play.
All right, let's see Derick's break here. Two ball down, good shot on the 1. Easy shape on the 3 to the 4.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more than this.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid layout right there. He's just double checking what angle he wants to leave himself on the 4 to be able to get to the 5 here. Because even though the 5's out in the middle of the table, he doesn't want to have a goofy angle.
Yeah, he's putting a little. Oh man.
Uh-oh. And now he's stretched and bridging over the 5 ball here.
See, I didn't like that. So if you looked at the way that he was cueing, he cued low, and so he was trying to put an intentional skid on the cue ball, so that way when it hit the rail, it died. But really, he had a natural angle to come off the rail and down into the 4, which would have given him a shot to just come off the 4 and play the 5 up in the corner. So now he's shooting over it. Very tough shot here. He's going to have to go 2 rails here back into position on the 5.
Look at that. Look at that recover, though.
Yeah, that was a great recovery shot there by Daya. You know, it's funny because, you know, as we're watching this and you say, like, okay, that wasn't a great shot. But these guys, you know, a lot of these guys play at such a high level is that they get out of line and then they can just get right back in line, which is exactly what you just saw there by Derick. And now he's got a pretty easy out here.
Just got a little bit too much angle on the 7 ball here.
Yeah, so a lot of people, you know, I like just slow rolling this. He's probably going to come down and back up. Oof. Whoa.
Got very very fortunate
Yeah,
with
that's
that.
a very fortunate roll. All he's got to do is play stop shot or bring it back just a tad bit here, and he'll be good for the 9. Yep.
He's keeping himself in it.
You know, sometimes it's good. It's, you know, you always hear the phrase, it's better to be lucky than good. And sometimes it comes into play, you know. And you're allowed to get lucky. And, you know, and Sean told me one time, he said, you know, when you play well and you're making all the great shots, that opens it up for a little bit of luck to go your way sometimes.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to look at that. Because even if you get that one lucky shot, you still got to be good enough to get out the rest of the rack.
Exactly. So a little update on Loy's match. He goes up. He's the first to the hill, so he goes up 6-5 on Greg Sabins. And of course, we have a close match here between Derick Daya and Steve Flemming. Alternate break format, so Steve will be breaking. Oh, look at that. Look at this.
My. The table sprung a leak.
Monster break there by Steve Flemming. Wow, 4 balls on the break. Squats the cue ball perfectly in the middle of the table. Whew. So the only thing's really a little bit of issues is the 8 ball down here by the 9. First shot is the most important. So he gets a little bit of an angle here, but he can come down off the bottom rail, or he just elects it to slow roll it in.
I'm trying to double check to see that there's clearance between the 8 and the 9 to go in that bottom right pocket there.
It looks like it does go, but now, so you see him, he's going to have to come 2, possibly 3 rails into that position if that's what he wants to do, and he just
he's gonna get there. He's
Yeah.
still gonna be a little short, but he's there. That's makeable.
Yeah, and this is good too. So Steve will elect to probably put a little outside English on us and draw and stretch out the shot here, meaning he'll go two rails back up into position on the 9 ball, or he can just come 1 rail back up into the 9. So let's see what he likes here. Yeah, and see, so that's what happened. So he just went. He tried to slow roll it. And he misses it. Wow. It's an unfortunate error by Steve Flemming to get to the hill. Very unfortunate.
Alstetter, please report to table 7. You will be on the clock.
NJ, there is a command that you have to type into the chat that is on your channel that will allow your channel to host ours.
Good shot by Dale. 3 rails in good position on the 9. And instead of it being 6-4, now it's 5-5.
Yeah, that's a very interesting turn, really, because, I mean, we were looking at the score earlier that had a chance for it to be 4-1.
Yeah.
And here we are, 5-5.
Yeah,
5-1. Yeah,
5-1, yeah.
That's right. Man. So it's like I was saying earlier where I was talking about, hey, you're coming back to the table. You're down 3 racks. What's going through your head? Have you given up already because it's a race to 7? Or are you staying focused? And, I mean, there's still a couple errors here and there, but nothing that was catastrophic, obviously, because he just tied it back up 5-5. And the one rack that he made the error in, Steve ended up giving it back to him, and he still got out of that rack.
Oh, yeah. Crazy events.
Lloyd just broke on the other table. Hill against Greg.
Wow. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you look today, Josh. It's going to be a lot of great matches with all these top-tier players here.
Yeah, it really is a who's who looking around the room right now.
Right.
Looks like Derick's satisfied with the way these balls are sitting down now. He knows he's in a really good position here to get to the hill first.
One ball doesn't set up great here for Derick. So he's going to be possibly looking for a way to play safe here.
James Aramith, D.D. Adams, table 1. James Aramith, D.D. Adams, table 1. Tony Long, Rick Molinaro, table 2.
That'll be a great
Tony
match.
Long, 10, I'm sorry. Tony Long, Rick Molinaro, table 10.
This is kind of tough here. You see him taking his time, trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Yeah, it's so tough because you know, the way that it's laid out, it's tough here to play it safe. It's tough here to make a shot.
Well, that worked out
Yeah,
pretty nicely. That was well executed.
you know, and all that was just basically in the speed of the shot. So now Steve, he's not going to be able to see the one ball. So he's actually lining up he's lining up a 2-rail kick here. He'll go 1, 2 rails right behind the one ball. Oh, and he just misses it. Just misses it.
So here comes the opportunity. Everything has a pocket. Nothing's tied up. There's not a whole lot of up and down table you got to do here. Most of the work leads right to the next ball. Roadmap action, as a lot of people like to say.
Exactly. I actually really like that term. You get the road map to the run out. And all the balls are right out there in the open for him to get out of this rack, Josh. Hi, Gina. Thank you for joining us. So Gina Cunningham is one of our sponsors for this stream. So thank you very, very much.
Very much.
For your support. Gina is a real estate agent for Keller Williams. So you can see her information down the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And we'll flash some more information. Gina let me know that they're running a special right now for anybody who is, in the market to buy a house. So all you have to do is say that you saw our information on BSN, and they're going to give you a special deal. So thank you, Gina, for doing that for anybody who's in the market for buying or selling a house. And again, thanks so much for sponsoring us. comes short side on the 8 ball.
TDMN, thank you for that follow on Twitch, brother. Welcome to the stream. Derick looks like he's going to be taking it to the hill first here.
Yeah, first one to the hill. So
there it is.
Just Steve starts out strong, 4-1. Derick, he makes a couple mistakes there. Steve to let Derick get back in the game, and now he's going to be on the hill here. So.
Yeah, I'll take a root beer. We got some great service going on here today. It's great food, great service. I'm telling you, if you've never been here, you're missing out. We're definitely going to be posting some pictures online of the setup in the field. I took a couple panoramic shots earlier that turned out phenomenal looking. Hey, Patrick. Yo, what's up going? What's going on, brother man? Look at this break. He's doing it again. No shot on the 2. Good break, good spread, no love. There's Gina's information right there in the bottom right hand of the screen, as Jake was calling out earlier. If any of you guys are looking to get you another property or looking to get rid of a property, give her a call. So this is kind of a tough situation here. The 2 ball is far enough out from the rail where kicking to make it is going to be pretty tough. There's the... Might try to kick in behind the back of this 2 ball and use the 8 and the 5 as blockers to block in between where the cue ball and the 2 ball lays. But I can't tell the exact angle from here, so it's kind of hard. I see him scoping out the rest of the table there, but he has to hit the 2 ball square in the back to stick the cue, because if that cue hits the side of the 2, it's just going to drift out to the center of the table, and it's going to be hard. He's going to have to get pretty fortunate to not leave a shot on the 2 if he doesn't hit the 2 ball square in the back. So obviously this is a pretty big shot here. Your opponent's on the hill. You just made 2 balls, and you don't have a shot. So we see him looking on the rail right there where he wants the 2 ball to go. So he wants the 2 ball to hit about a diamond above the right side pocket. That way the 8 and the 5 will be the blockers. That's what we were looking up earlier. And Mike, I'm not sure yet. Nobody flipped the card. I did see Loy walk over and report a score, though, so I'm assuming that he won, because normally the winners will walk over and report scores. So I think that's what happened. Honestly, looking at the body language on both players, neither one of them are very indicative of a win or a loss, so I'm not sure. Man, this is such a tough position to be in. So he goes for the push out, just nudges it. So it's really not a bad idea. You know, instead of going for it first, he kind of gets to play the little mental game of like, oh, let's see if my opponent sees something that I don't see. And obviously, as you guys saw, Derick gives it back to Steve, and so now he has to execute the shot he was thinking about shooting anyways. At least the other way, he had a chance. Yeah, so it didn't quite get there. Even with where the cue ball landed, like he hit the 2 pretty square in the back, but it didn't stick. Which means that no matter what, yeah, you see right there, he's got a clear shot to the pocket. Even if the 2 did not catch the point, it still would have been tough. Oh, it looks like that table got bumped a little bit whenever he squatted down. There's plenty of space for him to be able to shoot. He just bumped the table whenever he was squatting down to check the angle. Oh, here comes Steve Flemming's chance. Oh my, oh my. We might have got a little close here. If he can make this 2 ball, there's literally just enough room to make this 2 ball. There's just enough.
Tikachi, table 4. Kurt Berglund, Quentin Tikachi, table 4. Alex Kazakis, Neilbert Lim, table 9. Alex Kazakis, Neilbert Lim, table 9.
He might have got there. He definitely took out the top right pocket as an option from what it looks like. Looks like he might still be able to cut that ball over to the left top corner pocket, though. Appreciate everybody who is starting to tune in. We're getting the day started. This is the first TV table match of the event. We got 80-plus players in the field today. We've got a monstrous field. A lot of world-class players here at this event, so you guys are bound to see some top-notch pool. You stay tuned in. See him double. Is it hitting the computer? Oh, okay. Yeah. He's popping the extension off the back of his cue, or sorry, in the middle of his cue. He has the inline extension there. So he's pulling that off. There is a railing that the chairs are in between, and that railing is right where the back of his cue is hitting. So he takes that 4-inch extension out, and it looks like he might have just enough room to be able to cue. You see him double-checking everything here before he decides to pull the trigger. So he did what he could with what he had there. Hey, Kumar, what's going on, brother? Welcome in. So Steve's got sighting on this ball. This ball could be fine in a pocket here. It was a great shot. So because of the angle he has here, see how he elects to get shape on the 4. Beautiful. Steve Kurtz, what's going on, man? Welcome in. Hope you guys are all enjoying the broadcast. See his eyes mapping around the table, tracking where the cue ball is going to be going, seeing exactly where he wants this ball to stop at. So it's actually kind of a good thing he hit that 8 ball there, because otherwise he would have probably rolled another 3 or 4 inches below the 7, and that would have definitely made things a little bit more interesting. Nate, yes, there was. I'll have to leave it at that. The good news is you just have to make it here. You don't have to do anything with the cue ball. Just like that. And guys, I think we're going to be looking at a hill-hill match for our first TV table match of the day here. A little bit of a stretch, but this ball is hanging in the pocket. And there it is, guys. Hill with Derick breaking. See the fist bump there. Good sportsmanship. These guys are laughing and joking with each other. Yeah, Nate, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb here and say whoever you think it is, you were right. Kachi was the first to go in the blind bid. NJ pool player, I cheer button, question mark. Not really sure if there's a cheer button on Twitch. I know you can follow, and there's a lot of emotes and some fun stuff you can add to the chat there. Huh? I don't know when Jake's coming back. Yeah. So have you been... Oh, wait. I don't have you up. There we go.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yep, hear you good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
I can hear you.
So have you been able to watch the whole first half of this match here?
I have actually. I'm not. I've been sweating some other matches. I was watching the Tina Mall match. She flew all the way from San Diego out here.
How's that one going? I haven't had
She actually just won Hill. So.
Oh, perfect.
A couple of the good matches, So.
Who got the win between Greg and Lloyd? Do you know? Greg Savins and Lloyd?
I have no idea.
I saw it was Hill, and then I didn't get to see who actually won over
But
there.
all I know is I think I play the winner. I think so. So.
Good deal. So we have Brian joining me in the booth.
Hello. Hi, guys.
So we got Brian Dietzenbach, right? So I'm saying
yep.
that, right?
Yep.
Good deal.
Perfect. Exactly right.
So we got Mr. Dietzenbach and Josh Sutterfield commentating on this match. Derick's been taking his time racking these balls, making sure he's getting them good.
Yeah.
Steve has made several balls on the break in this set, like back to back to back. So he's definitely trying to get himself a good rack here because he's needing to catch up to that because he's had several dry breaks, and he's made it hill even with his dry break. So if he can
get a good little run here,
yeah,
at least make a ball. I think what most people I'm seeing being successful, if you can control the break, just control the cue ball. The balls are going to fly pretty well if you're racking them well, but if you can control the cue ball and squat it in the middle of the table, you should be fine. Oh, we lost it. Wow. That might not be... Oh, was that straight in? It is not.
just a little off.
It's a little off. I think he wants to go for it.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. They're so close.
Well, the 2 doesn't really go anywhere, so... I mean, he's got to get perfect on the 2. Otherwise, you got to play it safe now. Either go for it or play it safe. Because getting on the 2 is pretty much suicide here.
Yeah, you're fighting a really big uphill battle doing it that way. I don't know. The 2 does go in the top right corner there, so if he could play the 1, which I think that's what he was just looking at.
Yeah. Well, he's got to get over there. I mean, if he can play the safe behind the 9, I think he's going to go for it and maybe play a 2-way shot, kind of play a safe with it, because the 1's going to come down to the bottom rail anyway. So he might kind of just push his cue ball to the left, to his left. Yep. Try to 2-way shot.
Not bad. And he nudged the 5 there, so the 2 no longer goes.
Yeah. Well, this should be a clear safe here. I would try to come 2 rails into the 2 and 3. He got a little high on it, but then he gave the window.
Yeah, he did.
All right, guys, we're in Frederick, Maryland. Billiard Sports Network. 6-6. See, it's the small things here. Oh, see, it's those little safeties. You got to get those safeties.
Yeah,
So far,
especially Hill.
well, each of them have given it back and forth because they both missed their safeties. So whoever can get the lockdown safety here, I think, is going to win the game.
I didn't know. He's not playing, though, is he? Right now. Okay, cool.
I still don't see a shot on the 2.
Do you just make this with intentionally lining up for a safety onto the 2?
I think so. I think you got to plan to play the safe. You know, I would just make it and bring the cue ball down the bottom rail here and try to get as straight in on the 2 as possible. And then that way you can, it looks like the 2 should squeeze between the 6 and 3, and you can push that cue ball behind one of those 2 balls.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's the 5 ball. Yeah, that's the 5 ball. It's hard to
Oh,
tell
the 5 ball, yeah.
on these cameras. Sometimes it looks red, sometimes it looks orange.
So he still has a safe here.
He says, what would Ronnie Allen do? Keith. All right, guys, I am up for a match, so I'm going to be handing my headset over back to Jake Lawson here. I was hoping I could hold out and see the end of this score here, but I don't want to make anybody wait and hold anything up. We will see how this safety goes.
Oh, wow. He tried going for it. A good 2-way shot. Oh, and he made it.
Hey, yeah. You see him kind of flipping his hand.
Yeah, he knew it.
Yep. All right, guys, I'm going to step out and hand the headset over to Jake Lawson.
All right. Well, he's got a good shot here. All he has to do is, you know, put a little bit of high. He's got an angle in order to hit it over to the rail and come back over. I don't know if it goes in the side.
So the top one is the main one. This one it will be the second angle, and this is the third one. So it's like first, second, and third cameras. And then,
So I think
change the scores.
just some high English,
It says player right.
maybe a little bit of right, and it'll come right back out to the center of the table.
Right-click properties, and then
Just like, oh, a little hard. Slow down.
I do 4 spaces. So the number, 4 spaces, and that's all you got to do.
I don't know if the 5 goes in the side here.
I'll turn it back up.
Well, hello, sir.
What's happening there,
What's
Brian
happening?
Dietzenbach?
Not too bad. So he went a little far on this. I don't know if the 5 goes in the side there, but if it does, he should be fine. If not, he's going to have to try to do some type of save. And he gave the window. They've both been given safes back and forth. That's really kind of what this whole game is right now.
Yeah, it's been tough, Brian, because Steve was up at 1.4-1 in this match.
Oh, wow.
And had a shot to go up 5-1, makes a mistake. And, of course, then he lets Derick right back in the match, and now we're here at Hill.
It's bottom English. Perfect.
Wow.
I think that's the winning shot right there.
Yeah, that was a great shot there by Steve. So what do you like here, Brian? Try to draw himself out
yeah,
here?
I draw it out. I think I want to get to the left side of the 9. I don't want to stay on the right side. I want to get to the left side so I can come around for the 8, just like he did. Get to the left side of the 9. Because you want that angle to come around. I think he still has it. He could probably throw a little high right here.
Yeah, it looks like he's...
looking. Oh, he's going left. Oh, he wanted to go in the side pocket. Okay. Either way.
Yeah, so now he's
Yeah, he's got a little bit of an angle there.
so he could actually come off the rail, right?
Uh-huh.
Come back, play the 9 in the bottom right corner pocket if he wanted to.
Oh, wow.
My gosh. He tried to get all the way underneath. Can't do that one.
Looks like he just pushed it. He just pushed it through. I think he's got the angle here. Just a nice bottom English and straight in for the 9. Not a bad first match of the day.
No, absolutely not. I mean, both these players play very well. From where they're at, Derick, of course, a little bit further up north, one of the top players up there, and Steve, you know, one of the top players down here in Maryland. So Daya just slides the cue ball over to the rail. Makes the shot a little bit tougher shooting on the rail.
Yeah.
He's going to have to put a nice smooth stroke on this ball.
He's a little off. He's about an inch off, which is going to help him. So he doesn't have to just cue at the top of the ball. He can come into the ball a little bit, but he's just gotta make it. Don't baby it. Just hit the ball.
This is for the win.
Nice match.
And there you have it. Derick Daya over Steve Flemming.